announcement from the Bureau of Reclamation and Commissioner Tutan. I would like to start this by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States, especially after a great Memorial Day yesterday, celebrating the service of our men and women in armed services that they do and risk their lives every day. So if you can stand up, put your right hand on your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Let me, first of all, start by welcoming few people that are not speaking. We have a lot of dignitaries here, and I know I'm going to miss somebody. We have Judy Abdu, who's director for the Metropolitan Water Directors and representing the city of Santa Monica. Congresswoman Berrigan, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much, and thank you for having us in your district. Director Larry Dick from Orange County Water District, thank you, Larry. We have also Joaquin Escobar, the chair of the Water Resource Control Board, Robert Ferrante from LA County Sanitation District, Kathy Green representing Orange County Water District, but also representing the Association of California Water Agencies, June Lopez, who is Kim Lopez from Molten Miguel, Alondra Lopez from the Office of Assembly Member Friedman, John Morris, Director for the Metropolitan Water District representing San Marino, our Queen of Water, Grace Napolitano, our Chair, Adan Ortega from Metropolitan, and we'll introduce the speakers also. Edgar Rodriguez from U.S. Senator Padilla's office, Joe Schrader, the mayor of City of Ventura, Nancy Sutley, who is also the deputy mayor for City of Los Angeles, but also on the board of Metropolitan Water District. Nancy is here. Thank you, Nancy. And our Camille Touton is here. Jocelyn Waldron from Office Supervisor Holly Mitchell is here. Jacob Wallach from Cisneros for Congress. If I missed you, thank you. I know we have a lot of partners here, environmental community leaders, engineering leaders, partners from the community. Everybody is here to help celebrate this big announcement. So thank you again for being here at our Pure Water Southern California demonstration facility, as we call it, the Grace Napolitano Innovation Center. It's great to have that name that lives forever. Last week, I was with Senator Padilla and testified at the Senate Committee for Budget, and I was honored to represent California, and thanks for the invitation, to talk about climate, to talk about decisions that we have to make, talk about drought and dollars. And today, I think we're talking about all of them here today. But the climate whiplash of hotter and drier years is going to be followed by wet years. It's challenging our system, both from a water point of view, but also financially. And we need to build the water resiliency and the security to ensure the livelihood of communities across Southern California and the Southwest. Through Metropolitan Board of Directors Climate Adaptation Master Plan for Water, new and repurposed infrastructure to recycle, capture, move, and store water is being planned and implemented to ensure the communities have a reliable water supply. This includes this project, Pure Water Southern California, which is a partnership with LA County Sanitation District and Robert Ferrante. Thank you for the partnership here. Pure Water will take cleaned wastewater currently being lost to the ocean, purify it, and use it for our community to recharge the aquifer, to put it in our water supply, and to ensure we have the resiliency and face the challenges that we're facing, whether it's in the Colorado River, whether it's in the area north of our region here. This project will help us provide resiliency not only for Southern California, but for California and the Southwest. This is important. And that's why we have partners here from other parts of the region, from Southern Nevada, from Central Arizona project, and all of them are partnering with us on this project. This is the future of the Southwest. This is the future of the West. And we can't do it alone. That's why we appreciate the leadership of the administration and the Bureau of Reclamation and our favorite commissioner, Camille Touton, and also our leadership in Congress, and represented by our favorite two congresswomen, but also our Queen of Water. And I know how much you worked hard for this, but also our Senator, Senator Padilla. Thank you for really leading the way in ensuring that we have resiliency, but also we are addressing low-income communities and the disadvantaged communities. I know your bill is helping all of us move forward. So thank you for your leadership. So today is a great day for all of us to get moving. We got money before from our partners in the state, and I know Joaquin was here giving us a check before. And today, the federal government is coming here with a check. So with that, it's a great honor to be with you. It's a great honor to really celebrate this. And I want to introduce a great friend, somebody who's been a champion for resiliency, a champion for communities, a person that I call a friend, an amazing leader, somebody who's passionate, but also somebody that leads with her heart, but also her mind. She's a great friend, and it gives me an honor to introduce to you the Commissioner of the Bureau of Reclamation, Camille Touton.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day in California. Thank you for that introduction, Adele. Thank you to the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California, Chairman Ortega, for hosting us and the board. And hello to all the distinguished guests here today. I'd also like to say hello to Senator Padilla, who's been a champion for California water issues. We just celebrated a significant milestone as part of our South of Delta plan last week, and here we are in Southern California talking about resiliency. Congresswoman Grace F. Napolitano at the Grace F. Napolitano Pure Water Innovation Facility. Congressman, here again, good to see you. I'm honored to be here with you today to celebrate an announcement of an investment that so clearly demonstrates the positive impact that President Biden's Investing in America agenda is bringing to our local communities. Adequate, resilient, and safe water supplies are fundamental to the health, economy, and security of our communities. And investments in water recycling and reuse are key to stretching limited water supplies, making systems more resilient to the effects of aridification in the American West. Water recycling plays a critical role in improving sustainable water supplies. It's an innovative and cost-effective tool that can help make our water supply more reliable, helping communities find new sources to meet their needs today, but most importantly, to meet our needs in the future. That is why I am so excited to announce a $179 million investment from the bipartisan infrastructure law for large-scale water recycling projects. The 4 projects funded by this new program are in California and Utah, and we welcome all of our recipients here today. Once constructed, the selected projects are expected to result in a combined annual capacity of 182,000 acre-feet of additional water supply. Our host today, the Metropolitan Water District, is receiving $99 million, the City of Buenaventura, $30 million, the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, $30 million, and Washington County Water Conservation District in Utah, $20.5 million. I know there's a lot of Californians here, probably most, but let me tell you about the Utah project as well, too, because Zach drove here. 4 weeks ago or so, we were at the site of Tokerville Reservoir, which will be a small storage project funded in part by the bipartisan infrastructure law. It is a great privilege to be able to say now this $20.5 million investment is the water that we're going to use to fill that site in 3 years for that community. And we cannot control the hydrology, but we can develop innovative ways to both conserve and increase our water supplies. This will be accomplished through research and water purification, reuse, and recycling techniques. And through the bipartisan infrastructure law, we'll invest $8.3 billion over 5 years for water infrastructure projects, including reuse. The large scale water recycling program is $450 million of that, the announcements we're making today. And it's intended to incentivize projects on a larger scale, such as this. The site of this Grace F. Napolitano Pure Water Innovation Plant is the hope that it will be the largest recycling plant in the nation. And we're glad to be a partner in that. And investing $310 million just on traditional water recycling projects and reuse. And since the bipartisan infrastructure law was signed, we've announced $3.5 billion overall in 530 projects across the American West. And we're not done yet. This is indicative of Reclamation's commitment to efficiently and effectively implement both the bipartisan infrastructure law and Inflation Reduction Act. But most importantly, it affirms our partnership and working with all of you to find solutions for the future by investing in water infrastructure, in technology, in being able to convert water that used to not be able to be usable into usable water supplies. And that's why these large scale water recycling projects are important. It creates a tangible impact with greater access to safe, clean, and reliable water. I am so honored to be with all of you today to ensure that vibrant communities in California, in Southern California, and across the American West continue into the future. And we are so proud to be your partners. So thanks for having me here today.
It had to be some kind of a tax law that you went to 99 million, not 100. So whatever the threshold, not reportable now. It's great. Thank you very much. This is an honor. Thank you. This investment is critical. Now, our next speaker is a champion for the entire state of California. Somebody that I call a friend. Many of you call him a friend. He stands for California. But also, he doesn't stand just for California. When I saw him in DC, he stood for everyone across the entire nation, especially people that are underserved, people that need help. And I know he's standing for the low income assistance program, helping farmers, but also helping resiliency. And your stand on the Inflation Reduction Act and the bipartisan bill has been amazing, Senator Padilla. So please help me welcome the great senator from the state of California, Senator Alex Padilla.
Thank you, Adele. And before I begin my formal remarks, nice suit.
And the shoes too.
And the shoes, too. Good afternoon, everybody. Who's excited to be here? This is a big deal. This is a big deal. And there could be no better venue to celebrate the Reclamation's announcement than right here at the Grace Napolitano Pure Water Innovation Center. Thank you. It's great to stand with my colleague, Representative Napolitano, Representative Barragan, of course, Camille Toots, and she is such a champion and great at what she does. Give her a round of applause. Of course, my friend Adan Ortega and all the leadership at Metropolitan Water District, all the state and local leaders as well. It's a big day, not just for Southern California, though. Let's be very, very clear. And I think this is going to be a recurring theme as you hear from the other speakers. This is a great day for the Western United States because our fates are interconnected. Our fates are interconnected because our water infrastructure is interconnected. And as we grapple with the realities of climate change, we know that no more of the days where we saw each other as competition. If we go by the way we used to think about water, there's not enough water for anybody. So we have to figure out the way forward together. And that's exactly what we're doing, because the Western United States has a special appreciation for what climate change really means. Even in years like these last couple of winters where we got a little bit more rain than average, or a little bit more rain than expected, we know that that's not going to be every year. We know that it's just a matter of time before we're back in drought conditions once again. And so we have to exercise every tool in our toolbox to make sure that everybody has access to quality, safe, and affordable water. That's the goal. That's the need. And so we know that the magnitude of the challenges here. That's why it was a special day back in summer of 2021, right before a very wet winter, that kind of saved us, when there was a meeting of the minds in the U.S. Capitol. It can happen. It can happen. Senators Cortez, Masto, and Rosen from Nevada, Senator Feinstein, may she rest in peace, true champion for water in California, myself, Representatives Napolitano, Huffman from Northern California, Susie Lee, and others thought that as we were negotiating these landmark historic bills to invest in infrastructure, this was a golden opportunity to have the federal government think a little differently. We were Californians and Nevadans coming together because we knew our common interest in reducing reliance on the dwindling supply of the Colorado River. Again, because of climate change. Uh, we knew our fates were hooked at the hip. So we knew that California had been a pioneer in so many ways when it comes to not just recycling water, but reusing water. I share with my kids, right? Because they get the lessons at school about trash and waste and recycling bottles and cans, right? What are the three R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. So how do we reduce consumption? That's where the conservation efforts have come in over the years and have benefited us. But before we get to the recycle, we also want to reuse. And we've been pioneers on reuse policies and technologies. But recycling is part of the bucket. Uh, California has shown that we can do it, and we can do it well. I speak not just as the U.S. Senator today, but once upon a time, I was a member of the Los Angeles City Council in the early days of the city of Los Angeles, attempting to get into the water recycling business. The Los Angeles Daily News had other ideas at the time, other interests at the time. But here we are. We've shown that it's possible. And with the investments that we're announcing today, we're showing that it's not just possible at a small scale, that's helpful. But to truly meet the needs of the region and the nation and our economy, we need to do it at a big, big scale. And so it's in that spirit that the members of Congress, both houses, teamed up to write the bill, the measure that was included in the big bill to provide the funding for today. It wasn't easy, but we got it done. And we're making historic progress now to not just battle climate change broadly, but really tackle the most critical resource for the Western United States: water, water, water. And I remind us that just as our infrastructure is interconnected, and so is our future and our fate, it's in that spirit of collaboration that we got it done, and that spirit of collaboration that we're going to continue to need in the years ahead, especially because these aren't just any types of projects. When the Metropolitan Water District's Pure Water Project is finally done and operational, it'll be the largest of its kind in the country and one of the largest in the world, capable of producing enough water for 1.5 million people. That's huge. But we know that's the kind of thinking that we need. And when you deliver on time and on budget, that helps us go back for more, right? Because whether it's the Inflation Reduction Act funding or the bipartisan infrastructure law funding, when I meet with a lot of cities and counties and state officials about what can we get more, when can we get more, the best way to help us advocate for more resources is to show that we're implementing this round very, very well. So let's generate some wins. Let's show it can be done. And when we do, we'll be able to go back, not just for the down payment that this was, but for the additional funding that we need for more projects for ongoing maintenance and operations as well. I've spoken long enough. Let me just say thank you all for doing your part. It's taken a team to get to this point today, and we're going to continue to work together, rely on each other in the years ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator, and thank you for your leadership and being an amazing champion for everyone. I know we have a lot of guests here, and I want to acknowledge a board member, Russell Lafave. Russ, good seeing you here. Thank you. From Metropolitan. We also have representatives, since we talk about regional collaboration and partnership, Dave Johnson and Greg Walsh from Southern Nevada. Great seeing you guys. Appreciate it. And Vanitha Kartha from Central Arizona Project. Great seeing you. Thank you for the partnership. That shows the collaboration and partnership that goes beyond just Southern California. It goes beyond California, all the way to the West and the Southwest. But also, I think the entire country sees what we need to do. When I was testifying, I had a question from the senator from Maryland about reuse, which is, I didn't know that they're doing pure water in Maryland, which is amazing for me. That tells you where we're going. So now it's my honor to introduce a great champion, somebody that served us well, was behind the scene, pushing the envelope, making sure, most of you got a phone call from her at some point. But really, she stands for helping all of us and move us forward. Person that we all are indebted for her leadership, her generosity, but also caring for people and the environment and our future. Somebody that I call the Queen of Water, and Grace Napolitano, and it gives me a great honor and privilege to welcome the great Congresswoman for the 31st District, I think for the entire state now of California. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Camille, God bless you. Thank you for having me here. I wish to thank Commissioner Touton, no friend, for having us gather at this announcement, this long-awaited critical investment in our large-scale program. Thank you to the Met, Chairman Ortega, General Manager Haji Khalil, for hosting us, along with General Manager Ferrante from Sanitation. Thank you very much. I cut my teeth in the sanitation district 30-some years ago on water. And last but not least, thank you for being here, Ms. Barragan, my colleague and good friend. But thank you, Senator Padilla, for all your hard work, for being here for the celebration. I can't think of a better facility to be at, nor to receive these critical funds, pure water. The Pure Water Project is a standard example of what the partnership between local agencies like the Met, sanitation districts, and the LA County can accomplish. This project will produce up to 150 million gallons of water daily. You've heard the statistics, I want to repeat them. When completed, and provide purified water for up to 15 million people. When online, this will be one of the largest water reuse programs in the United States, believe it or not. And other states are now looking at this example of how they can become water sufficient. What also makes this project special are the partnerships involved, which not only include the water agency in Southern California, but also Arizona and Nevada. And thank you for being here. This project increases our local water supplies, reduces our reliance on the struggling Colorado River, gives us the opportunity to trade water with other states that are dependent on the river, represents an opportunity for 3 states in the Colorado River Basin to improve their water reliability supply through a single project, transforming how water is managed across state lines, and becomes a model for future interstate partnerships. We are in a new era for water management, one that requires we address the water challenges in a fair and equitable manner through science, engineering, good policy, water policy, and leadership. Water supplies across the West and in Southern California have witnessed increasing strains for climate change. They told me there was no climate change. The droughts, the growing population throughout the past decades, in many locations we see that the available supply of water cannot meet the growing demand. Water recycling is one of the most cost effective ways to help us adequately address drought and climate change faster, cheaper, and more effectively. It is my hope that large scale projects such as Pure Water can act as a blueprint for other regions, encouraging the development of regional drought proof projects through sustainable future of water. As the Bureau continues to implement the funding that I and my colleagues were able to secure through the infrastructure law, the BIP, for large-scale water recycling projects, it's clear that one investment in this program is frankly not enough. I tell you, we need more. There must be continuous funding to grow, construct, and maintain and operate these facilities. That's why I'm proud to have introduced the Large-Scale Water Recycling Reauthorization and Investment Act to reauthorize the program as it will sunset in 2016. This large-scale project was recommended by Chairman Ortega and Adele. And thank you for the idea because we ran with it and we were successful in getting it. Water instability and droughts will affect us for years to come. Ensuring water security for our communities and region require collaboration between all and commitment to dedicate funding to support future water recycling projects. I am very, very, very grateful for the leadership of not only my colleagues in Congress, who all signed on to the letter supporting it, who worked to secure the funding that is being awarded today, but also for our partnership with the Bureau, with Camille and the Secretary, thank her for me, who has worked tirelessly in this administration, the Biden administration, I'll have you know, to fund critical water infrastructure projects. I want to thank everybody for gathering us today to celebrate this exciting award and the great accomplishment we have achieved in Congress are because of information and advice that local elected officials and water districts have given us on what federal programs to create to cut through red tape and to improve these projects. When I'm retiring at the end of this Congress, there's still so much work to do. I'll be working up to the very end, so keep us coming, keep on working to ensure future investments in water recycling, especially large water recycling program. We get more money out the door. Thank you.
Let's give her a big hand. You know, it gives me great honor. It takes a team, takes partnership. And when we were in D.C., we met with Congresswoman Barragan. But one thing that Senator Padilla introduced me during the Senate, he said, as a son of an immigrant, he introduced me as a son of an immigrant and the daughter of an immigrant. This country is all about our future, and what makes us great is who we are, and our diversity is our strength. So thank you for the introduction, but also it gives me an honor to introduce our host from the 44th Congressional District, a person that stands for the environment, stands for community uplifting, justice for the community and low-income community, underserved communities. Somebody that really was shaped by her past, her family, as we all are. Somebody that I look forward to working closely with you as we move forward on moving the benefits of to provide benefits entire for this community across also the entire state. Please join me in welcoming the great representative from the 44th District, Congresswoman Barragan.
Well, good afternoon. It's great to be here, and it's kind of hard to follow the act of course, our esteemed senator and my very dear colleague and friend, Grace Napolitano. So thank you so much for all your work. But I'm here to welcome you all to California's 44th District. And it's a great day. It's a beautiful day to have good news. And we always welcome Biden administration officials and the commissioner to come here to our district to announce good news and to bring more federal money here. So thank you very much. We are here to celebrate the millions of dollars from the federal infrastructure law for large-scale recycled water projects in Southern California. And I'm especially excited about the inclusion for funding for the Metropolitan Water District right here in Carson. And thank you, Commissioner Tootin, of the U.S. Reclamation Bureau for being here and for your leadership in implementing the infrastructure law and making sure that the money is going into communities and districts that need it. You know, right here in the 44th district, this is one of the poorest districts in the entire state of California. So it is so fitting to come here to do it, where we have such a large Latino African American population, to say that we're going to invest in you in this community, and we're going to invest to make sure that everybody has access to clean water, because this is what it's about. It's about having that access to clean water. And Senator Padilla for championing us in the state of California, because we know we need partners in the Senate who are going to push, and somebody who is not shy of doing that and making sure that we get our fair share of money, Senator. So thank you so much for your advocacy and your leadership for these transformative solutions. And of course, to Grace Napolitano, my colleague and my friend. When I first came to Congress, everybody knew Grace as the water person. Go to Grace, the water person who's going to make it happen, and who always came to the members to make sure that we were pushing our projects for water and WRDA money, and to make sure that we were doing that for our communities. And so we're going to miss Grace because this is her last term, and those are really big shoes to fill. And it is so fitting to have this place named after you in my congressional district. So I'm so excited. We're going to miss you all. And we're going to have to all jointly work together to pick up the slack to make sure we're continuing to fight for all the water rights and all the legacy, leadership that you have provided in all those years. So let's give her a great round of applause. And thank you to the Metropolitan Water District for hosting us today. Today's celebration exemplifies what happens, not only when you have Democrats in control. I know this is not a political event, but it's true, right? We were able to get things done and get this across the finish line. Everybody talks about, infrastructure, but you know what? It was really Democrats with a few Republicans and this president who got it across the finish line. And I'm proud to say that we're actually members who voted for it. You can hear and see now people tout all of the great infrastructure money, even those who did not. But this is a start of an investment in water and an investment in infrastructure. And of course, we can't ignore the jobs it's going to create, as well as the benefits that it's going to provide to our community. So I like to call the infrastructure law the jobs bill, because it's also creating jobs. But I want to focus just another minute on this particular site right here, the Pure Water site here in Carson. It's the Metropolitan Water District and the Los Angeles County Sanitation Districts. They're preparing for the largest water recycling program in the region and one of the largest in the world. And that's pretty amazing to host that right here in my district. This program is known as the Pure Water Southern California program, and it will purify and reuse clean wastewater that currently flows into the ocean. Some people might think about that and not have a good thought, but you know what? At the end of the day, when that clean water comes out and they're using it, nobody's thinking about that. They're thinking about making sure they have access to water. And so for the past few years, it's MWD and the LA County Sanitation District have demonstrated the effectiveness of their technology that I got to tour just a few months ago right here. And again, to have it named after my colleague and her legacy is pretty great. So at full scale, the Pure Water project will produce enough water for 1.5 million people a day. And everybody's talking about high cost. This is going to help bring down cost and keep costs down for low-income communities who are struggling. And so this is just another example of how we're working to keep costs down for the American people. And of course, as I mentioned, creating jobs. So it's an honor to be here to host you. We welcome you back as many times, Commissioner, to come and celebrate some more good news, bring more money back to this district and this county and this area. And as somebody who also represents the County of Los Angeles and LADWP, I'm very appreciative of having them included as well. And so thank you all so very much for all your work. Everybody in this room works on water and advocates for water, and we couldn't do it without you. It is a team effort, and today there's a lot to celebrate. And as Senator Padilla said, this is a big deal. Gracias.
Thank you, Congresswoman Barragan. So it takes partnership, it takes leadership. The Newsom administration have been great supporter of us moving the needle, delivering projects, getting new regulations when it comes to recycled water, direct potable use, and the work that's being done, getting money for conservation, investing in the future. And the Department of Water Resources is one element, but really the one who's really making sure that the regulations are in place to do something like this is the State Water Resource Control Board, who is in charge of protecting public health and ensuring the water here is safe. But they're doing it in a way that's innovative, collaborative, and working with us, because I know the chair of that board, Joaquin Escoval, stands for community, stands for people, stands for underserved community and protecting the public health. And we appreciate you, appreciate the work you do. So please welcome the representative of the Newsom administration, the chair of the California State Water Resource Control Board, Joaquin Escoval.
Thank you so much, Adele. And it's an honor to be gathered here with so many leaders in the water sector, Senator Padilla, Congresswoman Napolitano, Congresswoman Barragan, and Commissioner Tootin. The reality is it's an incredibly exciting time to be part of water right now. We all know the challenges. We all continue to battle through what have been successive droughts here within the state and the West, but it's also an opportunity here all amongst us. And importantly, when we think of recycling, it's not just taking care and here creating a new, more resilient source of water for the state. It's also reducing the amount of nutrients we put into our bays, reducing hypoxia, reducing harmful algal bloom that are going to continue to challenge us here in a warming climate. So the multi-benefits that these investments, the innovation here in the 21st century that these projects represent is a source of hope. And we know that challenges exist within the state when it comes to access to clean water, and we have to keep front of mind affordability. So the grant that this allows to be a boon toward affordability is joined by what the State Water Board has been able to invest these last 4 years, which is about $1.7 billion in recycling projects up and down the state. That's 30 different projects that will contribute nearly 300,000 acre feet a year to the source of water that we all know we need to continue to protect. The reality is that the board is here to help support, certainly on the funding side, but also on the policy side. So with the adoption of direct potable reuse regulations, we're looking at ushering in that next generation of projects up and down the state. We know it takes local, state, and federal resources and leadership in order to be able to develop projects of this scale. And so I just come up here very thankful for the opportunity to join such incredible leadership. Yes, again, there are a lot of stresses and pressures on our systems, but these are the sorts of projects that continue to give us hope, continue to provide us a basis for what is our shared prosperity across the state. So just thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'll keep it brief and look forward to what will be further celebrations, certainly within the water sector. Thank you, Adele.
Thank you. It takes leadership, it takes courageous decisions to move us forward. And I'm honored to serve on the leadership of Chair Ortega, who is leading Metropolitan into the future, adapting to climate change, leading our board into decisions that's going to impact the future of this region. It gives me an honor to welcome somebody that cares for the communities, small communities, large communities, with no one left behind, and appreciate him and his leadership in adapting to climate change. Thank you. Please welcome the Chair of the Board of Metropolitan Water District, Chair Adan Ortega.
Thank you, Adele. And I'd like to join Adele in his praise of the county sanitation districts under their leadership for the partnership to build Pure Water SoCal. Of course, if somebody had told me 30 years ago that I'd be sitting or standing here as a graduate of the School of Leadership of Grace Napolitano, after I had met a young man named Alex Padilla, who had just graduated from MIT, with my cousin from the class of Grace Napolitano, Camille Tutan, at a milestone like this, I wouldn't have believed it, especially if you told me that I'd be chair of Metropolitan. It is gratifying beyond measure, but I want to talk a little bit about what this moment means as I echo everything that's been said about this project. Why did this project begin? Why was it envisioned? It's been in process for over a decade. And it came out of, and I'll admit it, some political expediency. Governor Brown was in the middle of wanting to build twin tunnels under the Bay Delta. Metropolitan had to prove that we were going to be good partners by taking care of our resources. And we've been talking about Pure Water SoCal ever since. We've been doing it under the tenure of Adel Hajar Khalil as our general manager on the Colorado River. And we've done it through partnerships that have been ever expanding ever since. Purified recycled water isn't just a new water supply. It isn't that new. It can be a climate resilient supply, and we can prove it because our region has other ongoing projects, not just here, but in our northern reaches at the Las Virgenes Municipal Water District, at Orange County with Orange County Water District, and in the south with the San Diego County Water Authority. And Los Angeles is right behind them with what will probably be the second biggest purified, recycled water plant in the world. As Congresswoman Barragan said, this is good for jobs. It'll cultivate workforce development and it'll boost economic growth. But what does it mean? Again, about a decade ago, there was a young council member from the South Bay named now Congresswoman Barragan, who got an award from Mujeres de la Tierra for being the luchadora. And that means the fighter. And it came the year after we honored Congresswoman Napolitano as a healer of La Madre Tierra. So another thing. But I want to just pay tribute to Senator Padilla. I know we're not supposed to talk about politics, but he is a champion for immigrants. And there's an intersection between immigrants and infrastructure. Last time we were at an age like this, it was an immigrant, William Mulholland, who envisioned the system that built Southern California. And so how do you visualize the significance of this moment given climate change, where a Hoover Dam isn't going to cut it, right? So let me suggest that the projects we're developing are the foundation of a new and endless river. I think it'll pass the test of time as the Hoover Dam of our time. Together with our communities, we're positioning to be the winter and the spring that feed this river with care, allowing it to flow forever and ever. We're building an endless river for the Southwest for the next century and beyond. And I thank the Biden administration, Commissioner Tutan, for helping to visualize this great endeavor that will carry forth for the next 100 years. Thank you very much.
Endless river. So it takes partnership. It takes somebody who's willing to work with you and dance with you. It takes somebody who is humble, but also smart. And I couldn't ask for a better partner than Robert Ferrante, who is the general manager for Los Angeles County Sanitation District. He's somebody that's noble, somebody that's committed, somebody who's willing to roll up his sleeves and partner and have a great trust in the partnership, and I have great trust in you, Robert. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for allowing us to be here with you, and look forward to moving this into the future.
Thank you, Adele. He does make a great dance partner. Good afternoon, and I'm truly honored to be up here. And on behalf of the sanitation districts, I want to welcome you not only to the Grace Napolitano Innovation Center, but also the A.K. Warren Water Resource Facility. Your presence, and it's a great group I see out here, is a strong demonstration of the collaboration necessary to support recycled water as well as sustainable resources moving forward. Just a little bit about the sanitation districts. Many of you may not know our history. We just celebrated our centennial last year. But we serve 78 cities in the county of Los Angeles, and for over 60 years now, our agency's leaders realized that water is too precious to use just once. With our partners, LA County Public Works, the water replenishment districts, in the early 60s, we pioneered groundwater replenishment. And that steady supply of groundwater has been going on ever since and growing. The project you're seeing here is the next step in the evolution. And the sanitation districts are already one of the top producers, if not the top producer in the state of California for recycled water. We've replenished 1 trillion gallons of recycled water since 1962, and that deserves, I think, a round of applause. Water is important to fight climate change, but also there's other issues as well, and our commitment to resource recovery goes beyond water. This plant converts wastewater solids and food waste into over 20 megawatts of green energy and vehicle fuel. This displaces fossil fuels as well as reduces greenhouse gases. And many in the public don't know that we also produce soil amendment that's used as fertilizer. And now with this next step, with this project, this is our last untapped source of water in the county for us. Every single part of the incoming waste stream will be recycled. And a lot of people don't realize that when they flush, when they take a shower, all of that is converted into energy, drinking water, and fertilizer. And the Pure Water Southern California project is part of the solution then to the climate crisis we're facing. Not only does it require technical expertise and a great partner like Metropolitan, and there are a number of partners involved. The tent is really big. It includes not only other partner agencies, the federal government, state government, local government, but also NGOs, consultants as well that are going to be working on this project. Jobs, jobs, jobs. This site already has about 500 green, good jobs, and we're going to be adding more with the Pure Water project. But Metropolitan, thank you for being a great partner on this. To those of you here today, I appreciate your engagement. We are incredibly grateful for all of your support. And lastly, a special thanks to Senator Padilla. I think he had to step away. Commissioner Tootin as well. Thank you very much. 99 million is just fine. And Congresswoman Napolitano, a special thank you. Will always be a big place in the sanitation district's hearts for the Congresswoman. She started as mayor of Norwalk in the late 80s, early 90s. She was on our sanitation district's board. She asked the most questions of all of our previous general managers, and she has advocated for water, wastewater, water recycling, and all that time. And we're going to miss her and miss her efforts as Congresswoman, but we will not miss the results that she has accomplished over the last 40 years. Thank you, Congresswoman. So with this first allotment of money, hopefully many more, we can start turning this program into a reality, ensuring a more sustainable and green future for generations to come. Thank you very much, everybody.
So it takes a lot of partnerships, and Metropolitan serves 26 member agencies, over 300 water agencies across the board, and I'm appreciative to all the partners from across our region working with us. Also today, I want to acknowledge a new general manager, her second day on the job, Elaine Jen. Elaine is from Central Basin Water District in the back. She's been inducted here into the water family. Elaine, great having you here. So we have new faces coming in. I think amazing people, amazing energy being added to this family of water. I know I promised Mayor Bass that I'll keep her feet wet. Uh, although she's in power, I don't know how those two go together. But it gives me an honor and privilege to introduce to you and welcome the new general manager CEO of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, Janice Quinones.
Thank you, Adele. And thank you for hosting us here at Metropolitan Water District. Good afternoon, Senator Padilla, Congresswoman Napolitano, Congresswoman Barragan, and all distinguished guests. I'm super excited to be here. I'll tell you, there's no secret that I come from power, but I am super excited to be part of this community, the water community, just the passion and the commitment you have for our future is just accelerating. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be indoctrinated into water really quickly in the last 2 weeks in the job. On behalf of the City of LA and the Department of Water and Power, it is an honor, a true honor to accept this grant from the Bureau of Reclamation. I know it's not 99 million, Adele, but we're not competing, we're collaborating. So that extra million maybe come this way next time. Thank you, Commissioner Tuton. To the entire team of the Bureau of Reclamation, they've been a great partner. To the Biden-Harris administration for your continued support of innovation and progress for sustainable water in the Western United States. Like many have mentioned, water issues are not just a California issue, they're a nation issue, and we're pioneers on making sustainable solutions for the whole nation. Los Angeles had a deep-rooted history of collaboration with the Bureau of Reclamation. We worked side by side for many years tackling the water challenges of our region. And this new funding that you've announced today highlights the long-standing partnership between the city and our federal partners. It is also demonstrate your confidence in our commitment to expand local water supplies, to combat climate change, which is here, and create a more resilient water supply for our city and our region. I also want to thank Senator Padilla and Congresswoman Napolitano for all your tireless efforts, your leadership, and support you provide for the city of Los Angeles. A key strategy to maintaining our water strength as a city is to diversify and expand our local water resources. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power is doing this by investing in both large and small-scale projects to bolster its efforts in stormwater capture, recycled water, groundwater remediation, and replenishment. Really exciting projects, and some one of a kind. These funds that we are receiving will directly support the City of Los Angeles Groundwater Replenishment Project, a partnership between LADWP and Los Angeles Bureau of Sanitation and Environment, one of many projects currently underway to further strengthen our local water supply. The Groundwater Replenishment Project is one of the largest water reuse projects in the United States, utilizing the most innovative and advanced water treatment technology in the world to replenish the groundwater in the basin of the San Fernando Valley. And it's about 95% in construction, so it's really around the corner to get put in production. This project will provide safe and reliable drinking water for approximately 250,000 residents in the city. But most importantly, and the part that I'm really proud about, is the creation of hundreds of jobs and investing directly in the community of San Fernando Valley. Thank you. These projects come with a hefty price tag. But fortunately today, I'm happy to say that we've secured funding for nearly half of this project, the total cost of the project from the state and our local partners, such as MWD, and now today, the additional $30 million that we're receiving from our federal partners. But don't worry, Commissioner. We will be coming again for more. In fact, we pushed the send button this morning for phase 2 of the grants, and we hope to get to the levels of MWD funding at some point. And like Senator Padilla said, I promise you we will deliver on time and on budget, so you can trust that we will use your money the right way and very efficiently. Funding from our federal agencies reduces the costs we have to pass on our customers. And we talked a lot about equitable water for our customers, and that matters. The cost of water, the availability of water matters. And that's why we go proactively for grants to make sure that we don't pass that cost to our customers, and we're able to provide sustainable, reliable, and equitable water for our communities. We are proud to be able to join our federal and state leadership and other regional partners today to celebrate this major investment in our city's water future. And we look forward to maximizing the impact of this award and are excited about the transformative change this project will bring to the city of LA. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice, and welcome to the Water family, and great to have you. Mi dinero is still dinero. We are one. Our water is, but I want to just acknowledge some of the staff that you have and working with you. My friend Anselmo Collins leading the way. I want to give him a hand. And also, I saw Aram Benjamin here somewhere. Aram, thank you for being here, for your support. And also, let's give a hand to Marty Adams, the outgoing general manager. As you heard today, this is not about Southern California only. It's about the whole area. And I know we're talking about City of Ventura, but the key thing is we know what happened in 2021 and 22. We almost ran out of water for our community, especially on the west side. We know what it means when we have 3 years of drought and we're not ready for it to adapt to climate change. But I'm glad we're working, moving through it, through the leadership of the board, partnership with Las Virgenes, Callejas, and others in the region. But now I know the city of Ventura is also leading the way in partnership in recycling water. So please help me in welcoming the mayor of the city of Ventura, Joe Schrader.
So while I live in Ventura now, I grew up in Downey, not too far from here, and a product of Catholic education. So when I get seated in the front row, it's not like they put the high achievers in Catholic school in the front row. Usually it's the troublemakers. But Adele, being the great MC he was, he made me so comfortable in the very beginning, speaking so highly of me when he was looking my way. It took me 2 minutes to realize he was talking to Camille, not me. Today marks a momentous occasion for the city of Ventura. I extend my deepest appreciation to the Bureau of Reclamation for their invaluable contribution. Their partnership underscores a shared commitment to safeguarding our precious water resources and building a resilient community. This funding is not just a financial boost, it's a beacon of hope for our residents and our ratepayers. It signifies a collective effort to alleviate the burden of utility costs while ensuring a sustainable water future for generations to come. The federal government has already bestowed on us $18 million in grant funding and $173 million low-interest loans. These resources are vital and are pivotal in our quest to invest in a critical water supply infrastructure. The Ventura Water Pure program is poised to deliver 20% of our city's water supply, a monumental step forward, achieving drought resilience in the face of ever-changing climate. None of this would be possible without the dedication and expertise of the countless professionals working for the Ventura Water Pure program. From engineers to environmentalists, their passion and determination drive this initiative forward, shaping a brighter future for Ventura. As we celebrate this milestone, let us reaffirm our commitment to responsible stewardship of our water resources. Together, let us continue to innovate, collaborate, persevere in our mission to secure a sustainable future for our city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as we talked about, this goes beyond just California. It goes into the Southwest and the Colorado River watershed and what we're doing. So today, one of the awardees is from Washington County Water Conservation District in Utah. And I'm honored to welcome Zach Renstrom, the General Manager of the Washington County Water Conservation District.
I was kind of curious what he was going to say about me not being from California, but I appreciate that. So I know we're over time, so I'm just going to keep my remarks very briefly. But I don't think we realize that after this infrastructure bill was signed, exactly 1 month later, Commissioner Tootin was sworn into office, and she was given this enormous task to manage not only the drought that was going on and facing the Western United States, but also now Congress just gave her more responsibility to manage this appropriately. And, you know, I remember when she was sworn in, and I listened to what she had to say very closely, but she said a couple of things. She said, number one, that she was going to work very, very hard to deal with the drought that we're dealing with here in the Western United States. And she also said that she was going to do it in a collaborative, bipartisan manner. And she has lived up to her word. We are here today because of her hard work. And I just wanted to let you know that it's good to hear California recognizes it, but Utah also recognized your hard work, and thank you for that. So I kind of feel I need to represent Utah here. And I just want to tell you that in Utah, we are working very hard. Our governor, our legislators, and even to our city councils realize that we need to do better. We need to make sure that we're using every single drop of water wisely, that we need to be the best stewards we can of our water. And I want you to know, not only are we working on that, we're investing money out of our legislature, and we're starting to see results. Coming from a community that is actually, the state of Utah is one of the driest states in the union. And not only that, we are actually one of the fastest growing states in the union. And so, of course, that creates a lot of struggle. But I can tell you we're having results. The amount of water that we're using per capita in the state of Utah has been reduced dramatically. And we're starting to see that groundswell in Utah that I'm very proud of. I know in my neck of the woods in Washington County, one of the things that we're looking at is developing a large regional reuse facility that this grant will go to. It's essential. It's critical for my community that we have this, and it's so great to have such good federal partners, such as the Bureau of Reclamation and Commissioner Tootin, to help us overcome these large water challenges. So just in closing, I want to say your senator's comment today about collaboration was really appreciated. And I want to also recognize Metropolitan, and I know Southern Nevada Water Authorities here. I'm kind of speaking from the water side here. We have great collaboration that's going on. Multiple times we have reached out to Metropolitan and to Southern Nevada asking technical advice and having that collaboration. I want you to know, at least from the engineers in us and the water providers, we have that collaboration, and it's wonderful to have that support for everybody. So thank you for hosting today. I appreciate being here, and it's an honor to be here. And thank you, Commissioner Tootin.
Zach, I was going to say that you were going to stand here on behalf of the Upper Basin states and commit to agreeing with Lower Basin proposal on the. No, we're not doing that to you. But appreciate your partnership. I know we all signed a MOU across the entire watershed in the Colorado River, committing to conservation. I said it publicly before about the Colorado River. Nobody has the right to waste water, even if you had the water rights to it, right? And that's the commitment that I appreciate all of you and what you're doing. And we all signed on to reducing our water, and working with our partners in CAP and Southern Nevada, and many others have signed on, all the way from Colorado to New Mexico to Utah, and everybody's willing to step up. I'm looking forward to us coming together and having some great agreement back for 2027 and beyond. So the mayor of the city of Carson was going to be with us. She could not make it here, but I want to acknowledge Mayor Davis Holmes, who has been a great champion of this project, but also the job labor agreement and creating jobs for this community. Let's give her a big hand. I'm here in the front here talking, but the job doesn't get done without partnerships and collaboration. So I want to acknowledge some of our partners. Marsha Scully, our General Counsel for Metropolitan. Thank you, Marsha. When we talk about grants, we had a meeting with our Inspector General for the Bureau of Reclamation, and I know Scott Suzuki, our General Auditor, and Abel Salinas, our Ethics Officer, met with us, and we sat down and figured out how to prepare ourselves to make sure that we're doing the right thing. But their partnership is amazing. So thank you for your leadership. I know it takes partnerships, so thank you to the environmental community for their support. I know I see a bunch of the partners here. I see Mark Gold across from NRDC. I see the water keepers are here. I see many folks in partnership, but also I see labor who worked with us on approving the largest project labor agreement in the country, ensuring that 40% or 60% of the workforce for a project like this is locally sourced, with 15% at risk. So thank you for the partnership from the building trades and many of the labor partners. Let me thank my staff and my team who's working hard. I know Devin is here, many of you. Can you please stand up? The staff from Metropolitan. Thank you. Thank you for the work. Let's have the staff from LA County Sanitation District stand up to their partners. Thank you. All the consultants working on this or working on water issues, please stand up. Thank you. Rich Nagel for standing up. But it takes all of us working together. And I want to say thank you for all what you do. I know the next tranche of money is coming on the IRA, Inflation Reduction Act. I actually had a briefcase ready to collect today, but I guess I'll wait a few more weeks. But it takes us working together, and this is helping us. This is down payment on what we need to do. And I know the decisions were made by our boards to make the investments that we need. And I know our ratepayers will be approving it. But also, as part of the state as a whole, the work that we did recently in Sacramento, what we're doing tomorrow, we're traveling tomorrow to Sacramento to talk about the water resiliency, climate resiliency bond, all of us coming together, labor partners, water agencies, community leaders, environmental justice leaders, environmental community, labor, construction leaders, all of us coming together to advocate for a bond measure that's going to have 2/3 of the money going to water in November election. Hopefully we'll get that. I need your support. We need to move it forward. But I want to appreciate Aqua and the work that Aqua is doing under the leadership of the president, Kathy Green. Thank you very much, Kathy. Although Kathy is wearing blue for water today, she's Kathy Green. So today is a big celebration. Thank you. Thank you for the great money. Thank you for the support and the belief in us. We'll be taking pictures here next. So we'll be getting some directions, but also there is tours of this project. Please take your tour. Anything you need, you have questions, we have staff here in the back. But thank you and have a great, wonderful day. Thank you very much.